This is Nightline and I'm Zahir. Kelvin and Abdullah. News making the headlines. KL sinkhole developers now required to submit geotechnical report. An enormous destruction in Jenin as Zionist regime cuts off food, water, power and the internet. We begin the bulletin with our headlining story. The United Nations has condemned Israel for causing enormous destruction in the Jenin refugee camp in the occupied West Bank on Sunday as Zionist forces continue to lay siege to the area, leaving Palestinian residents without access to food, water, electricity and the internet. Zionist forces continued to raid homes and subject residents to interrogations with damage to critical infrastructure intensifying. According to Jenin's municipality, Zionist forces have bulldozed around 70% of streets there as well as its water and sewage networks. Meanwhile, in Gaza, the situation remains dire as well, with Palestinian health officials calling for a real ceasefire to allow a polio vaccination campaign to proceed. Over the past 24 hours, Zionist airstrikes have killed at least 61 people in the enclave, adding to the mounting death toll. Developers are now required to submit a geotechnical report prepared by a qualified consultant for all construction projects in Kuala Lumpur. City Mayor Datuk Sri Maimunah Mohamad Sharif stated that this requirement will be enforced immediately by Kuala Lumpur City Hall, DBKL. Speaking to the media at an event in Putrajaya on Sunday, Maimunah said that the new requirement applies for 3 categories of applications. She added that this includes applications that have already been approved but for which development orders have not yet been issued.
Kalau tidak ada laporan geotechnical disediakan, kita akan minta daripada laporan geotechnical yang disediakan daripada konsultan yang bertauliah. Itu kategori pertama. Kategori yang kedua, bagi permohonan merancang yang masih dalam proses. Itu memang kita minta laporan geotechnical. Dan yang ketiga, kategori ketiga, pembangunan yang akan dikemukakan.
A geotechnical report is a detailed study of the underground conditions where a construction is planned. Maimunah also said that currently DBKL is reviewing 10 applications for new development projects in the federal capital. The new requirement comes in the wake of a sinkhole in the Masjid India area last week that swallowed up an Indian woman. Meanwhile, the KL mayor stated that it would take 3 to 6 months to repair the sinkhole at Jalan Masjid India. According to Maimunah, the process will take time as a detailed study is required before the repair work can begin, involving several phases from Kampong Baru Gateway to Maidin Masjid India.
Kita ada satu pasukan task force yang telah pun kita tubuhkan immediately dan kita berbincang daripada semasa ke semasa. Yang pertama sekali, audit integrity test oleh IWK kena dijalankan sepanjang. Mereka dah menjalankan sekarang di sepanjang. Lepas itu kita melihat juga kepada saluran air daripada air Selangor, Syabas. Ini pun kita akan tengok. Dan yang ketiganya kita akan buat juga kajian kekukuhan tanah dari segi geologi. So di sini that's why itu memakan masa yang 3 bulan.
She also advised the public to adhere to instructions and cooperate with the DBKL during the repair work in the affected areas. The search and rescue operation for the Indian tourists who fell into the sinkhole was called off by authorities on Saturday due to safety concerns. On August 23rd, the victim, 48-year-old G. Vijaya Lashmi, who was on holiday with her family in Malaysia, disappeared after falling into an 8-meter deep pit that opened up while she was walking in the area. Meanwhile, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Federal Territories, Dr. Zaliha Mustafa, said that the remediation process at Jalan Masjid India has begun and is being carried out with input from experts.
Kita dah mulakan sebenarnya. Kita akan holding kan kawasan tu dan kita juga macam contohnya IWK sendiri saya diberitahu telah juga membuatkan dipanggil audit integrity dan semua ini kita akan laksanakan dengan bersekali.
Dr. Zahir also mentioned that the estimated cost of repairs and the amount of damages resulting from the sinkhole incident are still being determined. She also said that a proposal to compensate the family of the sinkhole victim will be discussed at the cabinet meeting this Wednesday. Meanwhile, police will continue to monitor and patrol the sinkhole area at Jalan Masjid, India periodically after the search and rescue operation switched to the search and recovery phase on Saturday. Dangwangi Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Sulizmi Effendi Sulaiman said this was also to ensure public safety around the area.
Pihak polis tidak berhasrat untuk meletak kawalan selama 24 jam di situ, memadai untuk anggota saya di Pondok Polis Masjid India untuk melakukan rondaan dan juga pemantauan secara berkala. Mungkin dalam 2 jam sekali kita akan buat rondaan di situ dan juga sepanjang Jalan Masjid India termasuk lokasi-lokasi di sekitarnya.
In this regard, the public is advised not to approach the repair site which has been cordoned off. The Defence Ministry, MINDEF, has given Aerotree Defence and Services until October to deliver 4 Blackhawk helicopters to the Malaysian Army. Its Minister, Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Nordin, stated that the helicopter lease contract would be cancelled if the vendor failed to meet the deadline.
Kita beri masa sampai Oktober untuk delivery.
Maknanya kementerian beri
sampai Oktober tu. Kalau tak ada, batal.
Kalau tak ada, terus batal.
Lepas tu minta ada option lain ke macam mana tu?
Batal. Itu je. Itu semua kemudian.
However, he noted that MINDEF has yet to formulate alternative plans if the contract for the 4 helicopters is cancelled. In August, the Attorney General's Chambers, AGC, outlined the possible options for the Army to cancel the Black Hawk lease due to delivery delays. According to the contract agreement, 2 helicopters were supposed to be delivered on October 30th last year, while 2 more will arrive on December 30th this year. The vendor, however, attributed the delays to the ongoing war in Ukraine, which had caused supply chain disruptions and tighter approval conditions by regulators in the United States. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, will hold an engagement session with social media platform providers this month. The meeting is intended to discuss standard operating procedures, SOP, concerning the personal content of users. Deputy Communications Minister Teo Ni Ching said that the meeting aims to establish cooperation between the 2 parties to prevent the misuse of personal data by irresponsible parties. She also stated that the collaboration is crucial in order to enable the MCMC and the police to carry out investigations if necessary. She also acknowledged the dangers of technological advancements and artificial intelligence, with scammers leveraging these features to spread explicit images and content involving children. Teo hopes that through the upcoming engagement session, social media platform providers would implement self-regulation to manage criminal content. Gastro-diplomacy can further strengthen the excellent bilateral relations between Malaysia and the United Kingdom. The Malaysia Carnival, held in the UK in conjunction with Malaysia's 2024 National Day celebration, provides an ideal platform to showcase Malaysia's culinary heritage to the international community. TV3 correspondent Haliza Hashim reports from Brecon Donbury, Hertford, UK.
The annual carnival, organised by the Malaysian High Commission in London on Saturday, was particularly special and well received by both Malaysians and the local community. The event, held at the Tun Abdul Razak Research Centre, started with the playing of the national anthem Negaraku and the recitation of the Rukun Negara Pledge. The carnival featured more than 40 stalls offering various types of Malaysian food, products and services.
Kita akan memperkenalkan juadah-juadah dari Malaysia kepada tetamu-tetamu jemputan dan juga hadirin ke karnival ini daripada kalangan masyarakat tempatan. Kita ingin memperkenalkan atau menaikkan populariti ini sebagai soft power dalam hubungan diplomasi antara Malaysia dan United Kingdom dan juga mungkin untuk ke strata dunia pada masa yang akan datang.
Gastro-diplomacy plays a vital role in introducing Malaysia's culture and heritage to the local community, making the country a unique gastronomic tourism destination. For the first time, a durian stall was set up at this carnival, and the king of fruits became a major attraction, with approximately 700 kilograms of durian brought in for sale. Thousands of visitors at this one-day carnival will also entertain with various cultural performances and sukan rakyat or people's sports.
Actually, one of the rare days we get to see so many Malaysians at one place and have all the good Malaysian food. There's so many food that we haven't had for so long.
Yes.
It's
a taste of home. We feel immediately transported back to Malaysia. It's such a nice atmosphere.
Yeah.
I came here early today because I wanted to see Negaraku as well. So we got here early. So I'm glad to see the flag flying. I'm just totally immersing in the whole Merdeka Day experience.
Kami sangat teruja memandu selama 6 jam daripada Liverpool ke sini untuk menyambut Hari Kemerdekaan di luar daripada Malaysia. Sangat teruja, sangat excited. This is very, very nice experience for everyone.
It's like you celebrate like on a Malaysian day, kind of like that for every single year. And you get to meet new Malaysian people each year.
While most people come to the Malaysia Carnival for food and meeting friends and entertainment, but when asked, most of them said this is one occasion where they can feel, enjoy, celebrate and take pride in being Malaysian. Halisa Hashim, TV3, Brickenbury, Hertford.
No survivors after missing Russian helicopter located in Far East. This and more from the Foreign Front when we return.
Di padang sawana yang luas, siapa yang akan bertahan? Mendominasi rantai makanan di benua Afrika.
They must kill to survive.
Alam yang kembali bangkit menguasai.
After the wildfires.
Saksikan keajaiban alam setiap Rabu dan Khamis 5 petang di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Jual dadah di kampung, tokan pokteh diburu.
Banyak mana beli?
30 piti ada.
30?
Pokteh bukan orang buruh.
Ketagihan cetus kebimbangan.
Banyak saya makan untuk kerja.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Zahra masuk hospital ni. Tak tahulah mati ke hidupnya.
Saya dapat kesan ada air mani di atas buai tu.
Masa naik tangga tu, dia dah pegang muka saya. Dia macam nak bagi tahu sesuatu.
Nur Muazzara Ulfa Muhammad Zainal, bayi 11 bulan yang meninggal dunia Jumaat lalu selepas 2 hari berada dalam keadaan kritikal.
We're back with foreign news. Russian authorities on Sunday said bodies of 17 people were found at the crash site of an Mi-8 helicopter that went missing the previous day in the eastern Kamchatka Peninsula. Officials said as of now, rescuers were still continuing to search for the remaining occupants. According to local media, all those on board are presumed to have died, adding that the helicopter had likely crashed due to poor visibility in bad weather conditions. Meanwhile, the Russian Emergencies Ministry said the wreckage of the previously missing helicopter was discovered from the air and was located at an altitude of 900 meters near the place where it was last contacted. On Saturday, the Mi-8 helicopter with 22 people on board took off in the Kamchatka region but did not arrive at its destination as scheduled. The missing aircraft was believed to have had 19 passengers and 3 crew members on board. Severe weather was seen in Japan when Typhoon Shan, which weakened into a tropical storm on Sunday, continued to bring severe thunderstorms to many parts of the country. According to the local meteorological agency, the typhoon was downgraded to a tropical depression at around noon, but was still causing unstable atmospheric conditions primarily in eastern Japan. As of 1:30 p.m. local time, heavy rain clouds and thunderstorms were occurring in various parts from Kanto to Kinki regions, with heavy rain accompanied by lightning expected through Monday. With a precipitation rate of up to 80 millimeters per hour, landslide alerts remain active in the prefectures of Saitama, Kanagawa and Shizuoka. Meanwhile, local media said a seventh death from Shan was reported in Fukuoka in southwestern Japan. Authorities urged local residents to avoid dangerous areas and remain vigilant against further weather developments. Over in Australia, tens of thousands of people in the country's Tasmania state were left without power on Sunday after a cold front brought damaging winds and heavy rains. The nation's weather forecaster said although a cold front over Tasmania was moving away, bands of showers and thunderstorms continue to pose the risk of damaging wind gusts. It also added another strong cold front will cross the state on Sunday night into early Monday morning, likely impacting the western and northern coasts. Emergency authorities have now issued warnings for flooding, which they said could leave Tasmanians isolated for several days. According to reports, authorities had received 330 requests for assistance in the last 24 hours, while a state-owned power company said around 30,000 customers were left without power. Changji Iwei crowned Korea Open champion. Sports right after this short break. Don't go away.
Dengan tripping ke?
Satu insulator pada menara tersebut telah pecah. Kalau kita nampak, memang kita dah tak nampak ada apa insulator tu.
Kerja-kerja hotman ni antara kerja-kerja yang bahaya dalam Malaysia. Apabila kita tersilap, kita boleh mendapat luka yang serius atau boleh membawa maut.
Di pulau memang kita tak ada shift, cuma kita dalam keadaan standby 24 jam satu hari lah.
Apa pun saya memang kena kuat demi tugas saya dan keluarga saya.
Jual dadah di kampung, tokan pok teh diburu.
Banyak mana uli?
30 putih ada.
30?
Pok teh bukan buah.
Ketagihan cetus kebimbangan.
Banyak saya makan untuk kerja.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Tunggu apa lagi tu? Undian ABPBH 36 dah bermula sehingga 30 September 2024. Undi siapa paling popular di www.abpbh.com.my atau imbas kod QR sekarang. Nak undi pukal? Langgan je banyak-banyak akhbar digital dan naskah fizikal berita harian. Anugerah bintang popular berita harian 36. Teguh kita bersama.
We're back with sports. The 2024 Korea Open national mixed doubles pair Chen Tangji To Iwei gave the country a wonderful National Day gift by claiming the title after defeating China's Go Xin Wei, Li Shan on Sunday. Despite losing the first set 17-21, the world number 9 duo clawed their way back into the game to claim the next two sets 21-13, 21-13 over the unranked Chinese pair. The victory also marks the duo's first title in a BWF World Tour Super 500 series this year. However, the same cannot be said for national top women's doubles pair Perlitan and Tina after they lost to the home pair Jeong Na-yoon Kim Hai-jeong in the final, shattering their hopes of clinching their first title of the season. The duo had to concede to the prowess of the Korean pair as they went down 12-21 and 11-21 in 44 minutes, marking their third loss to the South Korean duo. The 2024 Paris Paralympics now. The National Para Badminton Camp is just one step away from making history after Chia Lek Ho and Muhammad Faris Anwar stormed into the semi-finals of the men's singles SU5 category. The 2020 Tokyo gold medalists down Indonesia's Surya Nugroho 21-10, 21-13 to advance to the last four S Group A winners. Up next, Lek Ho is set to face Group B runner-up Deva Amrimushti of Indonesia. Meanwhile, another national para-shuttler, Faris, showed strong determination to notch a 17-21, 21-17, 21-17 win over Japan's Tayo Imai. As the Group B winner, the 28-year-old will take on Group A runner-up Suryo next in the semi-finals. Earlier, national para-cyclist Noor Alia Shafinas, along with her pilot Nurul Shuhada Zainal, failed to qualify for the medal rounds in the women's B 3000 meter individual pursuit event. The duo finished 8th out of 11 participants with a time of 3 minutes and 49.029 seconds in the qualification round. We're going for a short break. When we return, religious teacher charged for sexually assaulting student.
Kebahagiaan Mire menambahkan kebencian Suah terhadapnya.
아니, 너 너무나도 이래를. 말이 되는 소리를 해야지.
Mampukah Mire mempertahankan hubungannya bersama Kyongsok?
내 옛날 얼굴 알고도 어떻게 날 좋아할 수가 있어?
난 그냥 너야.
My ID is Gangnam Beauty, minggu akhir di slot Cham Sarang TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Jual dadah di kampung, tokan pok teh diburu.
Banyak mana uli? 30 putih ada. 30? Pok teh bukan orang buruh.
Ketagihan cetus kebimbangan.
Banyak saya makan untuk kerja.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Zahra masuk hospital ni. Tak tahulah mati ke hidupnya.
Saya dapat kesan ada air mani di atas buai tu.
Masa naik tangga tu, dia dah pegang muka saya. Dia macam nak bagi tahu sesuatu.
Nur Muazzara Ulfa Muhammad Zainal, bayi 11 bulan yang meninggal dunia Jumaat lalu selepas 2 hari berada dalam keadaan kritikal.
Financial fraud is becoming increasingly rampant and challenging to prevent due to technological advancements, including the use of artificial intelligence AI, coupled with the persistent factor of human greed. Therefore, proactive measures are essential to effectively combat financial fraud in this rapidly evolving digital landscape. Nightline's Muhammad Nadir Azfar reports.
AI's advanced capabilities, such as machine learning, data analysis and pattern recognition, can be a powerful tool to law enforcement agencies in combating financial fraud. However, criminologist Datuk Seri Akbar Sattar pointed out that fraudsters can also leverage AI to create more sophisticated and convincing scams, automating processes to deceive larger numbers of people with greater efficiency.
The latest now we are talking about AI, right? The artificial intelligence, but that will supersede the whole thing. And of course, there will be connection, some connection with the cryptocurrency also. That will be the area where I think the law enforcement agency have to be 2 steps ahead in order to make sure that you can prevent financial crime or fraud in this country.
Fraudsters also exploit people's desire for quick wealth, as victims' greed often blinds them to warning signs, making them more susceptible to scams that promise high returns with little effort. This creates a fertile ground for online financial fraud to thrive.
Technology changes very fast, and of course, if you cannot compete with the hacker, therefore I think you'll be suffering. And number 2, of course, human factor, because right now, even though you have the best system, you import from UK or from US, but if the handler have no integrity, therefore I think it'll be a problem.
Akbar also highlighted that one of the most significant challenges in combating financial fraud is the variation in laws across different countries. This disparity makes it particularly difficult to gather evidence in some jurisdictions, especially in countries where laws on cybercrimes are lacking. Meanwhile, Malaysian Cyber Consumer Association MCCA President Dato Ahmad Nordin pointed out the vulnerable groups targeted by scammers and advised on how to avoid becoming a victim.
As far as Malaysians are concerned, the most vulnerable group will be the elder people, because they are in the era where traditional crime comes in, and in the digital age they find it difficult to adapt. Try to learn more about digital technology. We have got the children, we have got friends, we have got things out there that you can read, Google, things like that, and then apart from that, it is advised that whenever you go into any website, you had the feeling of doing something with the person there on the other end, try to verify the information first.
Between January and May this year, the National Anti-Financial Crime Centre, NFCC, said that a total of 203.33 million ringgit in losses were reported due to frauds and scams. In 2023, almost 1.3 billion ringgit was lost in various scams in about 35,000 cases that were reported nationwide, compared to 804 million ringgit in the previous year. The rise of financial fraud cases in Malaysia highlights the need for stronger security measures and public vigilance. As scammers become more sophisticated, collaborative efforts between the authorities, financial institutions and the public are crucial in mitigating these threats. I'm Muhammad Nadir Asfar for Nightline TV3.
In Johor, a religious teacher was charged at the Muar Sessions Court on Sunday with 2 counts of sexually assaulting his student last month. 23-year-old Muhammad Amir Shami Mamat pleaded not guilty when both charges were read before Judge Sayani Muhammad Noor. It was alleged that the man sexually assaulted an 8-year-old victim in the bathroom at the Quran Centre in Batu Pahat on August 21st. The charges, framed under the Sexual Offences Against Children Act, provide a sentence of up to 20 years imprisonment and whipping upon conviction. It was reported that the incident occurred when the victim, along with her 6-year-old sister, was attending Quran lessons at the centre. The accused then took the victim to the bathroom, which was witnessed by her sister, and told her to remain outside. The girl then heard her sister shouting before she exited the bathroom with the accused. The court granted 12,000 ringgit bail for both charges and fixed October 8th for case mention. Close this time around, let's take a look as Shanghai Museum pulled in crowds this summer for an exhibition of ancient Egyptian relics. The exhibit features cat statues and other feline imagery and allows up to 200 visitors to bring along their own four-legged friends. With that, I'm Zahir, Kelvin, Abdullah. Thank you for tuning in and stay safe.